Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. A very warm welcome to Silver Tent TV. I'm your host, Siobhan Riordan, and my dog Elsa is here, and she can sometimes join in, as we know, but we go with it anyway. The Silver Tent is a global online platform for women over 50. It's a place to come to be supported, to be nurtured, to pursue those dreams that are yet to be realised. And it's also a platform to share women's wisdom. By the fact we're over 50, we've been around the block a few times and we have a lot of expertise and experience to share. And with that in mind, I'm delighted to welcome Nadia Smith. Hello, Nadia.
Hello, Siobhan. Good morning.
It's lovely to have you here. We are blessed because Nadia is a Qi Gong Master, practicing for over 30 years. She's also a highly expert body therapist in a whole range of modalities, and with a remarkable personal story to share as well. And we also wanted to talk about this thing called the fascia, which is a recently discovered within the last decade system within our body that we didn't know about and that we haven't recognized until now. But before we do that, Nadia, just tell us a little bit about your story and how you've come to have this relationship with fascia.
Okay, well, it started with having a lot of pain, and the pain was in my lower back. It started in the late 80s, early 90s, and I have to mention that I have a son who's disabled, so I had to carry him around a lot. And he was little at the time, but it was still, as he was getting older, he was growing, so he was heavy. So I always used to think it was because of that I was lifting him. And also I was a fitness instructor, so it was important for me that my body worked well and was strong. But this pain just stayed with me, and when I went to see my doctor, she was a wise old lady actually, and she said to me, she says, "You've got arthritis in your left hip." And I was like 40 then, or a younger, and I said, "No way. Arthritis is something old people have." And I just went away for the next 15 years, basically. I mean, with lots of people helping me as therapists, to try and alleviate the pain. And that's how it began, this pain, this constant pain. And I got worse. I didn't get better. So
and I was just going to say, anyone who wants to Google you now will see videos of you dancing, of you stretching, of you working out with your son, who's now 40.
He's 41.
41.
Yeah.
So how did fascia help you in that journey from being diagnosed with arthritis? You went on to have a hip operation. What did you learn about fascia in supporting you?
It was my curiosity to the sensations within my body, why I became so rigid. And there was a rigidity, like, for example, when I used to go down on my haunches, I had no problems. But I wasn't able to go on my haunches anymore. I could, but I was so restricted. So instead of going right down, I was halfway up. And then my pelvis was up and twisted. And this incredible pain and stiffness that was there, which was never touched with massage or osteopathy, nothing, nothing helped it. And I was sort of curious because I thought, well, what is that? What is holding me like that? Because we run around looking for people to lay hands on us to help. But I think that awareness, it was something that I had to experience in order to understand that there is something much more important within us that we don't actually acknowledge. We go and we think it's a skeleton and we think it's the muscles and, can you please fix that? But it's not just that. So if you have scarring, the scarring is the fascia, and it's that which can bunch up.
And we understand fascia to be, it's a connective tissue that connects together the skeletal and the muscular system.
Absolutely.
And it was only discovered because our knowledge of muscular and skeletal system is from dissecting cadavers.
That's right.
And
yes.
we used to cut the skin off and throw it away, not realizing that within the skin is this incredible connective tissue that holds everything together.
Exactly. Yeah. And yes, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, so I was going to say, so how can we be aware of the fascia and how can we work with it?
So the way that I would recommend this is to, first of all, not be hard with yourself, because a lot of exercises force you gently into positions when sometimes there is really a big blockage there. And that blockage could be a mechanical one, but we are movement. We're not like a car that you can just repair and replace pieces. That connection that you were talking about is very much what we need to become aware of, because it loves fluids. You know, we are like 75-80% fluid, and the fluids it can be the synovial fluid within the joints, the cerebrospinal fluid that runs up your spine, and to your brain. We've got blood, you know, we have all that blood, we have lymph, we have it, we're all fluid and salty water. And so what we don't realize is the more rigid we become through pain, for example, then we cause a blockage where that fluid can no longer flow clearly, and it will create the fascia. It will dry the fascia out. It will make it drier. And so, like if you have scarring from operations and things like that, what happens is that if you start to be gentle with yourself and you work from within and you start to respect your natural architecture, then you can start to work with that fascia and with the fluid system. And the minute that you start listening and feeling what's going on inside of your body, rather than, you know, being attracted by the external abilities, that's when you start to heal.
So, and I'm making an assumption here, we connect that inner awareness through our breath?
Well, the breath happens. We don't have to do anything. This is the thing. We come from a paradigm where we have to control everything. Actually, this is about surrendering. It's completely the opposite. So, and I'm sure that with yoga, but I can't really go there because that's not my, I don't go into yoga, I've practiced it, but, you know, I'm sure that yoga began that way, the way that Qi Gong began, because it is all about self-healing. And the Qi Gong forms, or the choreographed styles of Qi Gong, a lot of them were based on animals and how the animals were stretching and moving. And then I kind of stripped it away because I thought, well, you know, if you're not feeling good in your body or you have a pain and you have somebody teaching you how to move, it may aggravate it. It may make it worse. So the best thing is to really begin to feel what it's like, to sense this stretching so that you can start to stimulate and start to lubricate your system. Because if you're,
So when we're stretching the fascia, we're lubricating, we're getting all of those fluids moving through our body, and in turn we're nourishing the fascia.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Shall we experience it? For our audience, can we offer them something to experience?
Yes, of course. Of course. So you know the early morning stretch, when you get out of bed, they always recommend, if you look at a cat and a dog, they always stretch when they get up. So the best thing for us is to stretch as well, but not a stretch that's been taught you. You know, the early morning stretch. You yawn, you stretch. So have a go. Just stretch. And then instead of stopping the stretch, just close your eyes and feel where you feel that stretching, and see how far down the stretching is reaching. Is it just coming from the shoulder joint, or is it coming from your waist, or is that stretch actually coming all the way from your lower back? And allow, that's beautiful. That's perfect, Siobhan. And then your breath will come. You don't have to do a breath. It will just come and release. Just, I compare it to a wave. You know, the wave accumulates momentum by the beach, and then as it crashes down on the beach, the breath comes down out as well. So
That was a lovely feeling, really. Yeah,
isn't
no, I agree with you. And then when you were saying about focusing on different parts of my body and feeling the stretch in different parts, great. Oh, Nadia, I could sit here all day talking to you about fascia. Your wisdom is wonderful, but people are blessed in that they can come and join you for your online classes, and you also offer one-to-one support via Zoom. And so we'll put all of those contact details in the below.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, just in the meantime, thank you for coming and sharing your wisdom with us, and I look forward to our next conversation, Nadia.
Thank you very much, Siobhan. Thank you for doing this.
Wherever you are in the world, if the sun isn't shining in your skies, may it shine in your heart. This is Siobhan signing out.